Hello, and welcome to our podcast,
Hello, welcome guys. This is the Vibing Higher times.
Breaking Butterfly. We are going to answer some questions today, give a little life update, just check in, just vibe with the audience.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's do life update first. Oh, we also have some retreat attendees with us, so stay tuned. We will also have some special guests coming on. All right, little life update. What's new? What's new with you?
All right, what's new with me? Okay, obviously I am here in Las Vegas with Madi in person. I left Costa Rica on August 8th. I went to a wedding in Canada for a childhood friend, and then I pretty much came straight here. This weekend, Maddie's hosting a little mini retreat, and I'm her assistant. I'm going to be the best assistant she's ever had.
Hopefully.
Then we're going to Burning Man together. And then after that, we are going to Canada together to host our Evolve Goes to Canada retreat. So pretty much what have I been doing lately? I have been working out, getting back into creating content. I definitely took a step away from content for quite a while. So it's been kind of fun getting back into it. And yeah, we've been working on retreats. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I've been going for walks here in Vegas. The heat's crazy. Feels like an oven.
Yeah, Bianca's crazy. She goes and does sprints at 11 p.m. at night. I am in bed watching Love Island as she does this, as she comes in from her sprints. I tried to go out with her once. I made it halfway through the warm-up, and that was it. And then I came back inside. So
you did a pretty good job, though. You have to work your way up to working out outside here, I think.
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy here. It's just like very, very dry. So I'm more of like the gym girly. But I've been so busy recently. I've barely even been able to like work out or do anything. I feel like I definitely did bite off a little more than I could chew over these past couple weeks. Not in a bad way. I just have been really, 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 really busy. And then we have this retreat, and then Burning Man, and then Canada, and then my coaching stuff. And it's just been like kind of wild, but everything's like blowing up and so busy, and like that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's also been very good for me to be here with Maddie because obviously if you guys have followed me for a while, you know that I live in the jungle. I like to go surf for 3 hours a day, and I really like to just chill and hang out. And that's not necessarily the best when you are growing your personal brand and business.
Yeah, it's actually like kind of interesting living with Bianca for this long because like I think that is the one like really big difference between us. And it's not like it's just very different, you know? So like I'll be running around getting stuff done. I'm on my computer like, yeah, she'll just be like vibing, like just, I don't know. You just like to chill.
I know. I like chilling, but honestly,
I actually realize I don't like to chill.
Really?
Yeah.
I love it.
I hate it. I actually don't enjoy it at all. I think that's why like when I say I like bite off more than I can chew, but it's not a bad thing. It's because like I genuinely love like doing that much. And, like, I don't know. But It is very interesting working with someone that's like, or living with someone that's the exact opposite. Because when we're apart, it's fine because then we can just like be texting. I don't know. It's interesting.
But I am realizing, like, I think I took a step back. Obviously, like, my days used to be, like, much more busy when I was doing TikTok lives and creating so much content and stuff. And then that just all started to stress me out so much that I stopped. So now I'm getting back into it. And now I actually am going to ramp up everything I'm doing because obviously it's good being around you to get that little push. But yeah, for the most part, like, I don't like to do too much in a day.
Yeah.
And I think like obviously our retreats are my favorite thing in the world. But in another life, I think just being an athlete actually would be very cool to me. Like if you could just have sponsors and your life could be working out and like doing your sport.
That is my nightmare. That is my literal nightmare.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking about recently. I'm like, damn, could have like lived a life where I was a professional athlete. That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, no. Anywho.
So.
But let's talk about the adventure we had last night.
Okay? Oh yeah.
So Burning Man. We're about to go to Burning Man. And this place is massive, right? It's so big. You have to have a bike. Like, you cannot get around Burning Man walking, okay? So we're like, okay, we have this great idea. We're like excited about it all week too. We're like, okay, we're going to go Uber to Walmart, buy our bikes, and then we're going to ride them home. To be fair, Bianca, I love you. I genuinely do. Like, you are my soulmate. You are my business partner. You are my sister. She literally changes what bike she wants 6 times, 7 times. We're like,
oh wait,
the purple one, and then the other one, and then the purple one, and then the other one, and then we had to pump up the tires, and then they pumped up the tires, and then it was broken. So then she was like, okay, I'm just gonna take this purple one, and then she's like, okay, I'll meet you at the front. I'm gonna grab socks. I'm sitting at the front for 10 minutes. She comes up. She has a totally different bike. Totally different bike. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, that's why it took you so long, is you were picking out the bike. She's like, no, actually just took me this long to pick out which socks I wanted. I was like, oh my God. This is what I mean. Like, she has all the time in the world. She lives in the jungle. I'm like, come on, let's go. Because I had ordered groceries to my house.
I didn't actually realize that you had ordered them for like, it would be such a short time period.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mention it because I didn't think it was going to take that long. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we finally go. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I have to pee. We're on our bikes. We're like, it's a quick ride home. It's like a 45-minute bike home, and like half of it is like slightly uphill. And I'm fighting for my life. And I'm sure Bianca's just back there like, because she's so fit. I'm not that fit. Like, I'll go work out and like lift weights, but like me doing 45 minutes of cardio of like pumping my bike pedals, like.
I thought you did really well though.
Yeah, I made it through.
And you'll be good at Burning Man. Like,
but
when you're there, you just have that extra energy. You feed off the energy of the playa.
Yeah,
everyone's
100%.
biking.
And I'll be fine on the playa, but I feel like, yeah, it was definitely like my warm up. Like, it was like a little pre-Burning Man workout.
We did good.
It
was very efficient-ish.
Yes.
The groceries were good.
We're good. All right. Should we answer some questions?
Yeah, we should answer some questions.
Should we invite on some guests?
Yeah, we should invite a guest on. Or should
Who wants to come?
Should we do, us and our guests can all answer the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Who's our first guest? Emily!
Come on down.
Oh, hey.
Come on down. You are our winner.
Welcome to the podcast.
What are you guys about to do to me?
We're just going to answer some questions, but do you want to tell everyone who you are first?
Yeah.
How we know you?
Yeah, so I'm Emily, and I actually found Madi on Instagram so many moons ago and just was so attracted to her lifestyle. And then I saw she went to Bianca's retreat, and then they started hosting retreats together. And so I was like, screw it, I'm just going. So in one day I just said, okay, let's go. So I went on the retreat with them, and it was great. And now I'm back for round 2. And yeah, it's been awesome. At the last retreat, one of the last days, we were with all the girls and just setting our intentions. And mine was to start my own business. And so I finally did this year, which is really exciting. So I feel like I've just grown with you guys, and it's been fun.
Yeah. Yeah. We fucking love Emily. We love all of our retreat attendees, but we fucking love Emily. Yes. Like, she's so much. She's the fucking best. And yeah, let's answer some questions. Okay. Should we do this one? This is a little more like inspirational. Okay. Someone asked, how do I get my mojo back? I'm feeling a bit less inspired than I used to in my biz. And I feel like this is a good question for Emily because she's a biz queen. How do you get your mojo back when you're not feeling inspired?
Yeah, actually yesterday I had like a really deep emotional day. And it was just being by myself. I think a lot of times we don't have that actual time by ourselves to just like really digress, really just like be alone with ourselves in the world. And yesterday I went to the beach by myself. I put on some gospel music actually, and I just like started crying for 30 minutes straight. And it wasn't a sad cry. It was just like a release.
Yeah.
And then I just started recording videos and making content. And I felt like my voice just come out of me. And like that and exercise, I love bicycling, but I went on electric bicycle, not a regular one.
Yeah, I want an electric
So like,
bike.
honestly, it's just getting out of my headspace of like, I have to be this and I have to be that, and just allowing myself like, I'm just a girl in the world with a dream, and focus on that. A lot of times we just get caught up in what everybody else is doing, and we are all here to do our own unique impact. And reminding ourselves of that, taking that alone time and just space for yourself really gives me my mojo, and like reminds me who the fuck I am too. And like, we are all so powerful in our own ways, and we just forget that sometimes, and it gets lost because you feel behind, you feel like everybody else is successful and doing this and doing that, but we're all at our own pace, and just tapping back into that really just helps me get some mojo.
Yeah. I fucking love that.
Yeah. Electric bicycles for the win.
Yeah, I feel like all of that, and kind of amplifying on the piece around like being by yourself. I was just telling my clients earlier, a lot of times when you don't feel motivated or don't feel inspired, it's because your nervous system is so shot, because you're taking in so much information and so much like stimulus that you feel like you're just suffocating. And so you feel like you're trying to survive, and then you can't thrive, right? It's hard to be like, okay, receiving these like downloads from the universe about like what to create and share, when you literally just feel overwhelmed about how many text messages you have, and then your boyfriend's getting mad at you, and then you have to like do this and then do that, and then you just looked at 10 different TikToks, and now you have 10 different thoughts about 10 different things, and then you're like, oh, why do I not feel inspired? It's like because you're so overstimulated. So yeah, it's like, take the time for yourself, whether that's working out or journaling or even just like taking a nap, like doing what you need to just not be so fucking overstimulated. I think that's where a lot of people are feeling like so unhappy.
Yeah, and I feel like don't be scared to like do solo trips, even if like you're not going to another state or another country, but like just go somewhere by yourself for a couple days, get a cool Airbnb by yourself. Like, I, especially living with my boyfriend, and like, you need that separation sometimes of just space to just be alone
and just go like live life.
Yes. Yeah. Because we get so caught in our routine of just like life and what we got to do in our day to day, and we just forget to like.
Sometimes you have nothing to talk about because you're not living life. You're just like in the same mundane, and you're like, why do you not feel inspired? You don't have anything to like share about.
I feel like the only thing I would add to that, because I also agree, like taking time for yourself is so important. And honestly, just coming back to the things that raise your vibration, light you up. Like, is it meditating? Is it journaling? Is it going for walks in nature? I love spending time in nature. But I also think that you can do all of these things, but if what you are doing does not actually bring you joy and it doesn't actually feel fun for you, how are you ever going to get your mojo back for something that you don't want to do?
Yeah.
So I think taking that time to sit with yourself and reflect and see, is this actually what I want to be doing? Is this a path that I want to continue down on? And obviously, you know, with life and everything and having to pay for bills and your car, whatever, that can get a little bit complicated, but you will always be able to make things work out in the way that you want them to, if you really believe in yourself to do that, which I feel like if you're someone asking who has a business and is asking a question like this, you really are more than capable of creating whatever dream it is that you want. So I think a good lesson that I was taught by a former coach was just follow the fun and stop following that when it's not fun anymore. Because there's going to be something new for you that will probably lead to much bigger and better things.
Yeah. One more thing to add to that too. Like, I get so much inspiration when I go through my journal from years back, or even a couple months back, and tap into that. Like, you are just who we are is written in that novel when we journal, and it just reminds you like what you want, where you're headed, and you fall in love with yourself by reading your own notes too, and that always picks me back up.
I love that. Love.
Yeah, love.
Okay. Do you want to read one of your questions, or should we do this one?
Oh, I think this is a good one.
Okay. Next question. What was your most challenging trip? There's never bad trips, just challenging ones. And they put in parentheses referring to L. We can share it.
I can go first because I feel like if we're talking about like challenging acid trips, so I think, okay, the thing about me is I really do like to push myself and just try things and experiment with psychedelics and see what happens and honestly just kind of strap in for the ride. Um, that being said, we were actually talking about this earlier. I am not someone who can mix weed with acid. I think one of the most challenging experiences of my entire life was at Envision Music Festival in 2020. I was on the most acid I've ever been in my life. I remember actually doing drops with a couple of friends. And I remember an hour and a half had passed, and my friend Tish and I were like, we don't feel anything. And we go to our friend Adrienne. We're like, Adrienne, we don't feel anything. He's like, are you sure? Like, you guys already did a lot of acid. We're like, no, like, it's not working. So we put some more drops into a water bottle and we drank it. And within probably 15 minutes, we were tripping absolute balls. And I will say that was probably the most fun first 12 hours of my life on that trip. Like the first 12 hours were so amazing. Saw Of the Trees. I'm at Envision. There's fucking fire everywhere. It's beautiful. We're at the art gallery. I was staring at one painting that I've since bought for like probably an hour and a half. It was wild. Then, sun starts coming up. It's 7 a.m. I see people on the dance floor smoking weed. I don't smoke weed, but in the moment, I'm like, I should 100% do that too. And I swear to God, it's not like I took one hit from a friend. I went up to multiple people because I didn't want my acid trip to end. And I was like, can I have a hit of that? Can I have a hit of that? Can I have a hit of that?
No.
Probably hit like 5 different joints. And again, this is like probably 7 a.m.-ish now.
I can like feel that in my body. It's like,
oh, it was bad. Within like 15
it's like
minutes.
all different kind of strains too. Like you don't even know the strains.
I don't know why I did this. It was like everything within like 15 minutes just descended into chaos. I would be looking at someone and their face would warp and they would look like a demon. Then, like my favorite thing in the world, obviously I fucking host retreats, is to connect with people and to be around people that I vibe with. And I could not connect with anyone. Like I would try and talk to someone and what they were saying would not register for like 30 seconds a minute. So I started getting really confused because I had no idea what people were saying. Then I was at Luna stage, which I will say can get pretty intense in those hours of the morning. People were like gremlins to me. I was like, this is gremlin music. I'm a gremlin. I'm sure of it. I ran away. There's a stage called Lapa, which is, and keep in mind, so Luna's like really intense bass music, but yeah, the morning hours, it's when it gets like super wonky and like creature music. There's mud everywhere. People were in the mud. It was scary. I go to Lapa, which is like, I like to call it the Molly stage, just because everyone seems like they're on Molly and they're so pretty and high vibe. And everyone looked so beautiful to me. And it was so bright and light. And I was like, oh my God, that's not me. I can't connect with those people. I'm the negative energy.
Oh, no.
wait, what?
Yeah. Because I tried to like go up to this stage and I was like, I don't fit in here.
Like abort.
Yeah, I was like, this is scary. And then I saw a friend who I'd actually camped with at Africa Burn in 2019. And she was so excited to see me. And I was just weird. I was like, oh, hi. Yeah, I have to go find my friends. They're like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I run away.
Like a gremlin.
Then I find my friend Justine. And Justine's a good friend of ours. She's helped with other retreats. And
Love you, Justine.
we love you, Justine. And I saw Justine and I was like, help. Like, I'm not okay. She's like, yeah, like, what did you take? What did you do? So then I left her. I don't know why. Finally, I find my friend Tish, who I'd obviously done all the acid with. I find out she's also having difficulties. She hadn't smoked weed, but we obviously took so much acid. So we went to like a chill spot to like meditate. That didn't help. We actually tried to go to the sanctuary. So we literally go to the sanctuary, and the sanctuary man, because that's where you go if you're, having a hard time. He goes, what's the issue? And we just say, we can't sleep. And he's like, oh, well, there's people here who are like actually having like really intense trips and like really big problems right now. Like, do you really need to be here? And we're like, no, we just can't sleep, so it's fine. And honestly, and honestly though, the sanctuary energy was very negative. I think people were honestly like struggling.
Yeah.
Yes, we were struggling, but we had our shit together a little bit.
It probably would have put you in a worse state of mind going there.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to see people who are like really, really, really going through it.
Yeah.
They're like, you're not going to sleep if you come here.
Yeah.
Literally.
But yeah, long story short, we ended up meeting up with other people. We went to a waterfall. I kept thinking I was getting sober, and then every few minutes, everything around me would get really, 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 really loud, and then everything was just warped. And then finally, around 8 p.m., I wasn't tripping anymore, and I slept for 1 hour, and then I tripped on acid again.
Run it back.
Let's do it again.
Wound it up, run it back.
That was also a challenging night. For obvious reasons, I think. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
The lesson there, because I don't believe really in bad trips, honestly, I just think in challenging experiences.
Sorry, I was just
What was the lesson? Oh, respect yourself and respect the medicine and don't chase a feeling, because sometimes it'll end up lasting for 24 hours.
Yeah, it's like, be careful what you wish for. It's like you didn't want it to end, and then it wouldn't end.
So bad.
Yeah.
And then you did it again, and it really didn't end.
No, literally. Literally. Did we already told our Envision story, right? On that other podcast.
Yeah. Do you have another crazy story?
I have another story. Yeah. So once upon a time, I was going to EDC, Las Vegas, and we were like on our party bus. It was the first day, so we hadn't been inside the festival at all. And I don't know what we were thinking, but like the bus was about to pull up, and we didn't want to like, deal with our drugs once we're in the festival. So we're like, okay, let's just take the acid now. So we all take a tab, and then the bus takes like a 45-minute detour. It literally just like takes the wrong turn. And he's like, sorry guys, like we're not going to be there for another like hour. So I'm like, okay, well, we just took our acid, which doesn't seem like that big of a deal. But the lesson that I learned through this is like, go into the festival first and just kind of get familiar, get accustomed, like ground yourself. And I just didn't get that chance at all. I've been to EDC Vegas before, so at least I knew my way around a little bit. But if you've been to EDC, like it's massive, but also the stages are massive and everything bleeds into each other. So it's very difficult to find a place that's like quiet where you're not hearing like a little bit of a bleed from like every single stage. So anyway, by the time we're going through security, I'm like full blown tripping, like so hard. The guys checking my bags just look like little cartoon characters, like digging through my bag. And I'm like, this is crazy, literally. And I'm like looking at Henry, and we just like catch a look, and I'm like, okay, he's going through exactly what I'm going through right now. And so we get through, and you just don't want to be dealing with like security and like human things when you're in that place. So
Human thing.
So we get through, and it's fine. But then we get into the festival, and this is the year, if you were there, this is the year that it was fucking freezing cold. Like so windy, so cold. To this day, I've never been so cold in my whole entire life. And we get in, we lose all of our friends. It's just me and Henry and our friend Kevin. And I just felt like we were in that like vortex where, you like can't catch a vibe. Like you're going to every single stage, and every stage felt like, like negative energy. Felt weird. The music sounded weird. We couldn't find music we liked. And then my visuals start getting so intense that I can see the wind. So now I start to become even more overwhelmed because I'm like, I would like look across the crowd, and I felt like I couldn't see it because the wind was like in the way.
Oh my God.
So I felt like I felt like my visuals I couldn't see is what I felt like. And this is the only time that I've ever been on acid and thought to myself, like, am I going to die? Like I genuinely had a thought of like, I feel like I might die from this.
Oh my God.
Well, you know how it is when you're tripping and sometimes your mind just goes like a little too far. Like, I've been like, this is why I don't smoke weed. Like I've smoked weed and thought like, I'm for sure going to die right now. Like I always think I have an allergic reaction to something, and I get like paranoid that like my throat is closing. But in reality, it's just my own anxiety about whatever. It's like the irony, right? So anyway, that's kind of it. We just bopped around for like hours and hours, and it was so challenging. I just like didn't even know what to do. It was so windy. We were getting like blown over. I wasn't prepared for that. So I was like in a little EDC outfit, and it was just the coldest I've ever been. And finally we like found our friends like 3-4 hours later, and we ran into them. And you know, when you lose your friends and you find them again, and it's like the most relief you've ever felt. That was the experience that I had. It was just like, but I remember that whole night, I felt like I couldn't talk. Like I just felt like I put my hood up or like my patch up or whatever. And I just was like, nobody talked to me. People kept trying to talk to me like, happy EDC. And I was just like, I can't, like, I literally can't, even when the trip started to settle. So that was definitely my most challenging. I literally thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
Literally.
And being cold is the worst feeling in the world.
It really was.
When I get cold, I am miserable.
Yeah.
It ruins everything.
Like, I'd rather be so hot and just like get energy from the heat or something. Yeah, being cold is the worst feeling. And I live in Ohio, so I'm cold a lot.
The next year that I went to EDC, I literally like swung the pendulum and I wore a snowsuit.
Is it that pink one that you had? Yeah.
I wore a full snowsuit. I was like, EDC, you are not getting me this time. Like,
so funny.
So
there we have it. So mine was, if anybody's from the Midwest, so there's a really cool venue called Nelson Ledges Quarry Park, and they have a lot of festivals there. But we were just camping like in the middle of the week, and it was a guy I was dating at the time, my sister, and just like a group of our friends. And a few times before, me and my sister would try to do acid together, and like nothing would happen ever. And we're like, okay, we're not meant to trip. But we try it for the third time. Third time's a charm. It works. We're tripping. It got so weird so quick, and we couldn't figure out why. Like, it just felt super uncomfortable. And then we realized it was my boyfriend that I was dating at the time. His energy just gave off, like, everybody felt that. And everybody would come up to each other and be like, he's got to go. Like, he's making us feel so uncomfortable. And I just remember him walking around being like, whistling and like, do. Like, I don't know. Everything he did just threw us off. I broke up with him for that.
Oh my gosh.
But
I
like,
imagine.
Yeah. And it wasn't the best relationship anyways, but he just put us in like such a like suffocation, it almost felt like, with the trip, that none of us knew how to act. And then at one point he like went to bed, and then we all just finally felt good and felt so relieved. And it was just like one person's energy that threw our whole entire group off. And I didn't even find out that other people felt that way until afterwards. Like, my sister and one of my other friends said like, he's weird, he's got to go. But yeah, we found out like he just threw everybody off. So
wow.
He's not my boyfriend anymore.
That is one way to know if you vibe with someone. It's like to trip with them. And I feel like the people that you love and you trip with them, you love them more. Mm-hmm. And then the people that you don't.
Yeah, it's like you gotta.
It almost like changes their appearance. I feel like if someone's like ugly on the inside, they almost like look different while I'm tripping, and it's like very interesting.
Yeah, I didn't like it, and yeah, hasta la vista, baby. Like, he had to go. he had to go, and like it wasn't like crazy and the like visuals or that kind of feeling. It was really just like an uncomfortable feeling, no matter what we did, no matter where we went. And I remember at one point we're like all laying down, looking at the stars, and this man wouldn't sit down. He was just like walking kind of like around us and in between us, and it just bad vibes about people. Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah, I don't think I could date anyone I didn't trip with first, so I could know.
Well, you were just talking about this.
Yeah, I did a podcast with my friend Jack. His TikTok and IG are Trip Whip, and we were talking about tripping with people that we're in relationships with. And actually, my most recent relationship, which not unsurprisingly ended, this guy like never tripped in his life, and I kept trying to get him to do it, and he wouldn't.
If anyone saw our pass me the phone challenge, like literal first one was like, I'm passing the phone to someone who dates people she has nothing in common with. That's like the perfect epitome. Didn't like tripping.
Yeah. I feel like someone has to understand your world, and also you need to know what they're like.
Yeah. I could never date anybody that I didn't share that with, I don't think. They don't have to be like, they don't have to go to all the same festivals as me or like all the same music or anything like that. But I feel like there is this underlying level of like understanding when it comes to like experiencing psychedelics. I don't know. And
like if that person isn't your safety zone, like how you found your friends back and you're like, oh my God, I feel so relieved. Like if you're tripping with people and they don't feel safe with you, like, it's not the way to go.
Well, I'm glad you had that experience that you knew to break up with him.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And now my boyfriend and I, we love to take mushies all the time and go on walks, and we're BFFs, and yeah, he's the one.
I love it. Yeah. He's so cute.
Yeah.
Literally so cute.
Love
I
Bob.
love it. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yes,
I want to
thanks,
hear.
guys.
I want to hear Carly's if she wants to share.
Yeah.
Do you want to answer the same question?
What was the question?
What was your most challenging acid trip? Wait,
do you want to get the
you have
hot
to come
seat?
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to come
Okay,
in.
bye
My
guys.
food is like arriving right now.
Oh, okay. Never
Let me
mind.
just grab it first.
Yeah, get your food. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
While we wait for Carly to get her food, I just think this question is really funny. When will B make spicy content? She's so hot. Never, but thank you. Are any of these good? No, that's not.
Okay, wait. Let's talk about this one. No, let's talk about how did we start hosting retreats. But I want to answer how did we start hosting retreats together? Because I kind of want to share the story of when you wanted to talk to me.
Yeah.
Because so pretty much, right? Bianca, if nobody knows the story, the way that I met Bianca is, oh shoot, we have to unlock the door.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, we unlock it auto locks.
Yeah. That's safe though.
Sorry. Sorry guys. So the way that I met Bianca is she just messaged me out of the blue on TikTok and said, hey, I'm hosting this retreat. You should come. That was it. We had never spoken before. Actually, I had messaged you before because I was trying to give you Raverade.
I know, and I somehow didn't see that message though.
Yeah, and because she'd always do 5 things you need to bring to your festival, and I was working with this incredible brand called Raverade. I was like, I need to give it to her. But yeah, she ignored me. But then she messaged me later, and she was like, you should come to Costa Rica. I was like, okay, I'm down. I did a Zoom call. Here's Carly. Hi. We did a Zoom call. It was right away a fuck yes. I was like, sign me up. I signed up. I went. We had the most amazing week ever. Obviously, me and Bianca just clicked and bonded. We were into all the same things, and yeah, we just clicked. So afterwards, I go to Mexico, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take a little microdose of these mushrooms that I had brought back. In full, what's the word I'm trying to say? As always, every single time I take a microdose, it was not a microdose. I was full on tripping, and I was struggling so bad. And so I was just sitting outside, and I couldn't even go inside because inside was freaking me out. And so I was just sitting outside. And then of course, Bianca says, hey, I need to talk to you about something. And I was like, oh my God, you're fucking kidding me, dude. Because anytime someone says that to me, I just get crazy anxiety. And I just think about all the things that they could be saying, or are they mad at me or whatever. Yeah. So she's like, hey, I need to talk to you. I was like, okay. Well, I'm tripping really hard, but yeah, call me. And she's like, no, it can wait. I'll call you later. I don't want to call you while you're tripping. I was like, no, you have to call me now. So I remember going inside and just being fully tripping on mushrooms and being like, what is it? And then she was like, yeah, I want you to host my women's retreats with me. And I was like, oh my God, yes. I was like, of course. But I just remember that moment. She was like, no, we can talk about it later. I was like, no, we have to talk about it now.
I'm so happy you said yes.
Yeah, and I was so excited. So that's how we started hosting retreats.
Yeah. We just started.
Yeah, but then that's the other thing. When people do ask us, we'll get questions all the time, how do you host retreats? I want to host retreats in the future. And it's you just do. I say this in the most loving way possible. I just think that's such a silly question. It's you rent a retreat center, you invite people, you plan a curriculum.
Mm-hmm. I would say it's not for everyone. You have to love it. You have to.
It's a lot of work, but it's very clear, self-explanatory how you would host one.
Yeah. I mean, and in terms of because people will ask, how do you know what events to have or what experiences to have? We literally just created the exact retreat that we would want to go to, that we knew would change your life, because it continues to change your life every single time, even when we're hosting. So I would say, think about what you actually love, and are you actually ready to hold the space for whatever transformation it is that you want to occur? Because at the end of the day, it is a huge responsibility as well. Yeah. So
it depends. You can also just plan group travel. If you love planning group travel, but you don't want to do a full, retreat, you can do that. you can also, it is a lot of responsibility. And also, like, if you don't feel fully ready to facilitate some of the things that you want at your retreat, hire really amazing facilitators. There's a lot that we do facilitate, and then there's like a lot that we don't. Like, we'll do workshops and different things, but we call in incredible people to also help us hold the space and create massive transformation. So yeah, I think it's just being creative with all of the things that have like helped you, and then put it together.
Going to play golf. Gentle kings, focus on yourself.
Wait, you gonna give me a kiss?
Still focus on yourself. Love you.
Love you. Have fun.
I'll have a relationship one day.
Hit a birdie, birdie.
What?
I said hit a birdie, birdie.
Mm-hmm. So that's when you guys have fun this weekend.
Okay.
So yeah, just do it.
Do it.
Do you have any good questions? Who do you spend the most time with? Who in your friend group has the best style? Oh, that's from the team, not gonna lie.
Oh, but I kind of like that question.
Yeah. I think Madi has the best style.
Good
Yeah.
answer. I think that's why I liked that question.
I have to admit, I cried today.
Tell them this story.
So we're going to Burning Man in a few days, and I ordered a bunch of stuff from Doll's Kill. And I swear to God, the models look so good in these outfits, and they look so cute. And everything that I've tried on doesn't fit me properly, looks so ugly. And the thing is, I know what I like to wear at festivals. I like to wear bodysuits and like bathing suits and like, you know, cool accessories. But I wanted to like step outside of my comfort zone and try something new. So I looked for all these new little outfits, and yeah, basically they just don't look good. I'm gonna have to return everything, almost everything. And I don't know why it made me so upset. I was in the room, like literally just, I don't know, you know when you get that feeling in your throat where you just like want to sob? And I was like, why am I so upset about these clothes? And like, it was a lot of money, but also like I can return them. And I don't know why. I just got so in my head. I'm like, I spent all this money on these clothes that I hate. And I came downstairs and cried to Madi about it.
I was like, you're going to be okay.
I was like, are you sure? Like, I spent so much money. They're ugly.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Because you live in the jungle, I feel like maybe you don't understand returns as much. But like, you will get all of that money back.
Yeah.
You just return it. It would be one thing if you wasted it. Yeah. Well, I guess also the other thing is that you're going to get store credit, but I'm going to use the store credit. So problem solved.
Thanks, Mom.
Crisis averted.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we just do like one more question because then we have to get ready.
Is this a good one or no? You might have a better question.
Yeah, I like it. I'm nervous about answering that question.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
I think that's a good one to end on.
Yeah.
It's like a cute, wholesome one.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to your younger self? I would say stop trying to fit in with people that you don't fit in with, and stop trying to get people to like you that you don't even like. Because I felt like for so long in high school, I just thought I was the odd one out. And I thought there was something wrong with me. When in reality, I think there's just something wrong with everybody else.
I agree.
No, I'm just kidding. If you're listening and you know me in high school, I'm kidding. But kind of, it was like I kept thinking there was something wrong with me for not vibing with everyone when really like those just weren't my people. And then when I finally did find my people, I was like, oh, no wonder they didn't like me because I didn't even like them either.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I think even like for myself, like I used to work in bars for like 5 years, and I feel like I was really good at my job, but I didn't fully fit in with all my coworkers. And I feel like I would like try and fit in with them so hard. Like I would go to bars and just like get super fucked up. And I kept being like, why am I not happy? And then I realized I'm just not the sort of person that wants to go and like get blackout drunk and do a shit ton of cocaine on a Tuesday night. And there's nothing wrong with me for not wanting to do that.
There's nothing wrong with you.
But truly, I was always like, why don't they like me? Like, why am I not cool?
Yeah. No, that's literally how I felt.
Yeah.
But we're cool.
We're cool.
Yeah. Give us a thumbs up. Smash that like button if you think we're cool.
Yeah. And we will be taking notes.
We'll be seeing who's liking.
I think honestly for me, for advice I would give to my younger self. So I feel like I've talked about this a little bit before, but I struggled so badly with like body image and body dysmorphia for most of my life. And it truly consumed my life so much. And I feel like I'm getting like emotional thinking about it because I literally, like, I don't even know how much I weigh now, but I probably weighed like 30 pounds less than I do now because I was also like an athlete and I did long distance running. And I remember looking at pictures of myself and I was like, I'm fat. Like truly like, and now I look back on pictures where I was like, I look so fat here. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like a twig and like had literally no body fat. I think I had like 12% body fat. And like literally was like, I'm so fat. And I was always so stressed and anxious. Like I was always like counting calories. And I would have extreme anxiety if I like went out to eat and ate anything that I considered bad. And then I would like feel so bad about it. And I would like be very upset. And then already, like, I think a lot of athletes struggle with body image. And especially if you're like working out at that crazy level, like it can just become super, super negative if you don't have like proper nutrition and a good mindset about it. And like when you're training for like half marathons, for example, like I was, you have to run like 2 hours a day. You have to be working out in the gym. And it's just a lot of stress on your body. And then like coupled with the fact that I was like, I'm going to be fat if I don't run 2 hours a day. Like it just took all the fun out of like actually doing the sport. And then I was just so stressed all the time. And I feel like I actually haven't even, when I was in my early 20s, I actually kind of fucked up my hormones. Didn't even have that many relationships because when you're training at that level, you literally stop caring about like wanting to have sex because you just stress your body so much.
Yeah.
So I didn't even have many relationships. And also, even if I liked someone, I'd be like, oh, I don't actually want to hook up with them because I'm too fat. Fucking crazy. So I think what I would tell my younger self is like, I would just try and like really make myself see how false all of that was. And just, yeah, just really try and help myself, love myself for who I was and really see myself the way that I truly was, which is amazing. Although at the same time, I think that was just my own personal journey that I had to go on in this life. Because I guess I learned a lot of lessons along the way. So I think that's my main thing.
Good
Have
answer.
more fun.
Have more fun. Follow
Like,
the fun.
Yeah, because I'm always someone who's like always loved fun, loved festivals. I went to university in Hong Kong for my third year of university, and I was training so hard all the time, which is fine because I loved like my sport, but also like I really wish I would go back and tell myself like actually have fun. You're in Hong Kong, like don't stress about not training. Like you can go out with your friends and have a good time. Because then that became really bad with like drinking too. Because I would like never drink. And then when I actually did go out, I would get belligerently drunk. Like I've been kicked out of multiple clubs in my life. One time in Hong Kong, I guess I passed out at this club. My friends couldn't find me. I guess I passed out in the bathroom. Literally somehow made it back to my campus at like 7 a.m. And I like woke up in a taxi. So
That's
I would tell
crazy.
myself to have like, I think that's the thing in life in general. It's like be balanced with everything. It's like even with food, because now I'm someone who will pretty much eat whatever I want. And like, then you don't really have those craves, like those instances where you like binge, which is what would happen to me. I would always like not let myself eat anything unhealthy. And then when I finally started to eat something quote unquote unhealthy, I would just go crazy with it. And same with like drinking. I would never drink because I'd want to be so fit and so skinny and so healthy. And then as soon as like I had a sip of alcohol, I just had 24 shots and got absolutely fucked. So I would tell myself, be balanced.
Be balanced.
Yeah.
All right, Carly, do you want to come share and say hi before we hop off? Come say hi.
By the way, it's 2:22 on the clock.
Come in, come in. Everyone, this is Carly.
Yay! This is so exciting. I've never been on a podcast before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, well, this is so fun. I think we should do another one this weekend too and like do little confessionals and things or like, I don't know, create something. It's just so fun. Okay, tell everyone a little bit about you. Where are you from? What do you do?
I'm Carly. I'm from Oshawa, Ontario in Canada. I make clothing and I go on retreats.
Yes. I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too.
It's going to be so fun. Okay, what would you say to your younger self?
I would say that the earlier that you practice trying new things, the easier it'll become. And just get in the practice of trying new things, because now I feel like when I'm trying new things, there's such hesitation, and I feel like I'm the only one like blocking things in my life because I just don't try them. I think the earlier that you just get out of your comfort zone, it'll be better for your whole life, really.
Yeah, I love that. Love that.
I guess that even comes down to like creating new neural pathways in your brain. And if you start that at a younger age, like you really just, I feel like, embed certain beliefs within yourself sooner, which makes it easier.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot harder to change your brain and your mindset when you're 40 compared to when you're like 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. What are you most excited for these next couple weeks? Carly's going to be on 2 retreats with us.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to, one, just see how you guys run your retreats. That'll be interesting. And meet new girls that just like the same things and are into personal development. Because I hopped on one of the Zoom calls, and I feel like it's really hard to like read people's energy on there. So
It really is.
yeah.
It's like so funny. Before we go on retreats, obviously we do like connection calls so that everyone can meet. If you ever come on a retreat with us, like you're not just showing up with a bunch of strangers, like you'll know who everyone is. And at the same time, you'll then get in person and you'll be like, oh shit, like you're completely different than I thought. Or, oh, I thought I was going to connect more with this person, but really I connect with this person. Or yeah, some of the people that I've met on Zoom that, I don't know, I just wasn't sure about become like some of my favorite people in the whole entire world. So it's like interesting to just like see people in person.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is I always like wonder, I like to think about how tall people are.
I was literally just about to say this. Just about to say this, yeah.
Yeah, we're reading each other's minds.
I was going to say the other thing, is like some people I've thought they were 5 foot and they're 5'8".
Yeah.
And vice versa. Like genuinely. I thought you were going to be much shorter.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like 5'5", so I'm pretty average.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I think because you're like such like fairy, like I was like, I feel like what if she's like so small? But I like the size that you are.
You're perfect.
You're perfect.
Thank
You're the
you.
perfect size. It would be fine if you were smaller too.
We'd also accept you if you were like 6 foot.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I think like some people you just, like for example, I host my creator retreats with Luffa, and Madi obviously knows Luffa. I thought Luffa was like super tall, like a 5'8", 5'9". Like she just has such like, I don't know, powerful warrior woman energy.
She's like 5'1".
She's shorter than me. Yeah, she's like 5 foot, 5'1".
Yeah.
I never would have expected. I remember meeting her. That's the first thing I said. I'm like, Luffa, you're short.
Yeah. Yeah. I have no idea how tall Megan is.
I'm not sure either.
I feel like she might be shorter.
I was thinking that too.
I also know her shoe size, so I feel like
Are your feet like 5, 6?
Yeah, she wears like 6s. I feel like she might be short.
We're gonna get back to you on
We'll
that.
let you know.
You'll meet her.
Oh yeah, at the very end, there's just like
Hi, I'm Megan. Cool.
Well, thanks for tuning in. We're gonna go get ready for our retreat. We have to leave in like 45 minutes, so we're gonna get packed up. I'm excited.
Woo!
Okay. Bye guys.
Bye.